Welcome to Gradia. This is the channel for you creatives, filmmakers, solopreneurs, really anyone trying to make a living from your ideas. Here at Gradia, what we try to do is bring you, book summaries, deep insights, and timeless wisdom. The goal is to help you grow.
Right. Not just professionally, but as a whole person.
Exactly. We want to give you tools to sharpen your craft, build leverage, protect your energy.
And stay inspired without burning out. That's a big one.
It really is. So today, we're doing a deep dive into a book that you might think is just for screenwriters.
Right. Save the Cat by Blake Snyder.
That's the one. Last book on screenwriting that you'll ever need. But honestly, trust me on this.
Yeah.
As creative professionals, there is a ton of insight here that goes way beyond film. We're going to pull out some foundational wisdom, stuff that applies directly to your journey.
Okay.
Things like creative independence, sustainable ambition. We'll look at mental models for growth and, wisdom that helps you think like an entrepreneur.
I love that angle.
Our mission today really is to show how these concepts can be like a secret weapon.
Against those common challenges.
Yeah, like creative block, that freelance feast or famine thing.
Yes.
Burnout, self-worth issues,
Yeah.
client management nightmares.
All that fun stuff.
Right. And building a career that actually lasts.
It's pretty remarkable, isn't it, how Snyder does that? He doesn't just teach screenwriting.
No.
He kind of distills the essence of compelling communication and project management, too, really, into this clear, actionable framework. And what's so fascinating is how these film-specific ideas, they just translate. They become universal mental models.
For anyone building a career around ideas.
Exactly. It's practical. There's no ego.
Yeah.
It just offers clarity, a path forward, which, let's be honest, a lot of creative fields kind of lack sometimes.
That's true.
It's about making your work connect, and making your process sustainable.
Okay, let's unpack this. Snyder insists the absolute starting point for any project is asking, what is it?
Sounds simple.
Deceptively simple, yeah. What does he really mean? And why is getting this clear so vital, not just for filmmakers, but for any creative trying to get an idea moving?
It's basically the ultimate clarity test. Snyder says you have to boil your whole idea down into one punchy sentence, the log line.
Right, the log line.
One sentence that grabs you, hints at the irony, paints the picture in your head.
Okay.
And if you connect that to the bigger picture, for any creative pro, any solopreneur, that what is it question is, well, it's everything.
How so? Give me an example.
Okay, think about, say, a wedding photographer. Their what is it isn't just, I take nice photos.
Right.
It's got to be something like, I capture the raw, fleeting moments of your biggest day, turning them into this timeless story you'll relive forever. Something like that.
Ah, okay, I see. It's more compelling.
Way more compelling. It goes beyond just the service to the promise. It forces you to get clearer for pitching anything, a service, a design concept, even your own brand.
This is your marketing foundation.
Exactly. Your first pitch, your cornerstone.
Yeah.
And it forces you to think about your market, your audience. Who needs this? Who pays for it?
He talks about high concept, too.
Yeah, simplifying the idea so it has broad appeal. And understanding audience and cost, is it actually sellable?
It connects back to creative independence, then.
Totally. If you can't clearly say what you do, what you offer, how can you own it? How can you sell it effectively? You can't.
That is a powerful reframe. Okay, so you nail the what is it. Then Snyder hits you with this paradox. Give me the same thing, only different.
Yeah.
It sounds almost anti-creative, right? Fitting into boxes or genres.
Yeah.
What's the value in recognizing patterns, especially when we're all striving for originality?
That's a great question. How do you innovate without reinventing the wheel every single time?
Right.
This concept, I think, is a really powerful mental model for growth. It's not about copying, not at all.
Okay.
It's about recognizing that certain stories, certain structures, they just resonate with us as humans, universally.
Like archetypes.
Exactly like archetypes. So for a creative pro, it means spotting patterns. What worked in past successful projects? What do clients keep asking for? And then you bring your unique voice to that pattern.
Can you give an example from his genres?
Sure, like his monster in the house genre. It's not always a literal monster, right?
Sure.
It could be any immediate, terrifying threat. For a solopreneur, that monster might be a huge unexpected bill or the fear of losing your biggest client.
Or even imposter syndrome.
Absolutely. That's a great example. It's about finding that core urgent conflict in your situation or your client's problem.
Yeah.
Or take Golden Fleece. That's the quest story. For an individual, maybe it's their journey to mastering a new skill. For a company, it's the search for that breakthrough product.
So understanding these helps you innovate within a structure.
Precisely. It gives you a starting point, which helps fight creative block.
Yeah.
And it builds leverage because you're tapping into something audiences already get, already connect with, but you're doing it your way, only different.
I get that. It's like knowing the chords so you can write your own song. Okay, so we know what it is. We know the genre or pattern. Next, Snyder says, define. It's about a guy.
The hero.
Identifying your protagonist.
Yeah.
But he stresses connecting the hero's motivation to a primal urge. What's the deeper layer there for us creators?
This, I think, connects deeply to self-worth and building a sustainable career. Your hero, remember, isn't just a movie character.
Right. It could be my client.
Or the person who uses your app or your course. Or even you, the solopreneur on your own business journey.
Okay.
And Snyder talks about primal urges, survival, hunger, protecting loved ones, fear of death, the big stuff.
The universals.
The universals.
Okay.
Understanding the core driver, that primal urge behind your hero, is key, whether you're crafting a story or developing a service people actually need.
So for a brand, it's knowing the customer's deep need, like security or belonging.
Exactly. Then you can connect on a much deeper level than just features and benefits. It pushes creators to link their work to something fundamental, making it more impactful, more relatable.
He mentions casting the hero, too.
You're visualizing that ideal protagonist, which, again, you can totally apply to understanding your target audience or even refining your own professional image to connect better. It's about building your work around genuine human needs.
Okay, this is making so much sense beyond screenwriting. So we have the hero, the urges. But what really struck me as incredibly practical is the next part. Let's beat it out.
Ah, the BS2, the beat sheet.
Yes. Can you unpack the Blake Snyder beat sheet? Why is it such a potential game changer, even outside film? Like a cure for creative block?
Absolutely. The BS2 is his foundational 15-point structure, a map for a successful screenplay, but it really is a blueprint for any kind of project.
Any project.
I really think so. It becomes this powerful mental model for growth and sustainable ambition. Think about it. You're outlining a course, designing a big client project, even planning your own career goals.
Wow.
This structured approach can be a lifesaver against block and burnout. You break the massive thing down into these 15 beats.
Like opening image, catalyst.
Midpoint, all is lost, finale. Yeah, all those. It gives you a roadmap. It breaks overwhelming tasks into manageable steps. It ensures things flow logically.
It gives you control.
Exactly, a sense of control and clarity, which is gold for creative independence, right? Especially when you're juggling complex projects and trying not to feel completely swamped.
I love that idea of a roadmap against burnout.
Yeah.
That offers real peace of mind. Okay, so moving from structure to actually doing it, Snyder talks about building the perfect beast in his immutable laws of screenplay physics.
Right, the practical side.
He mentions the board, using index cards. Seems simple, but what's the magic there? And how do his laws translate into wisdom for any craft?
Okay, the board. Connecting that to project management and protecting your energy as a solopreneur, it's huge.
Why?
Because it's tangible. You can physically move things around. You're writing a book. Each card is a chapter or key point or an example.
You can see the whole picture.
See the flow, spot the gaps, check the balance. It stops your brain from getting overloaded with information. It turns this abstract creative mess into something you can actually manage. Track progress.
Okay, I like that visual. And the immutable laws.
Ah, those are pure gold. Timeless wisdom for mastery, like laying pipe.
Laying pipe.
Yeah, it means setting things up early so they pay off later, strategically placing clues or building blocks. For a content creator, maybe that's sharing small tips for weeks.
So when the big course launches,
your audience is already warmed up, they trust you, they're eager, it's groundwork.
Makes sense? What about too much marzipan?
Love that one. It's basically Snyder saying, cut the fluff.
Get rid of the unnecessary stuff.
Exactly. If a scene or a feature in your software and a module in your course, if it doesn't serve the core purpose or add real value, it's just decoration, it weighs things down, cut it.
Ruthless efficiency.
But in service of clarity and impact, these laws help you understand cause and effect in your work. They push for quality. And that helps you build a long-term career because your output is consistently strong.
That makes perfect sense. But I wonder, for some creatives, doesn't fitting into a genre or a beat sheet feel, I don't know, restrictive? How do you square that structure with the need for pure artistic freedom?
That's a fantastic question. It really hits the core tension, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But I think the beauty of Snyder's framework, it isn't meant to stifle creativity. It's meant to provide guardrails for it.
Guardrails.
Yeah, think of it like, well, a musician learns scales and chords, right? A painter learns color theory, composition.
Fundamentals.
Exactly. Those are structures. But they don't dictate the final painting or the song. They provide a foundation, a shared language that actually allows for deeper, more impactful expression.
So the beat sheet is like the skeleton.
Perfect analogy. It's the skeleton. You still have complete freedom to flesh it out with your unique voice, your style, your ideas. It just makes sure the whole thing has a strong backbone.
So your brilliant ideas don't just collapse.
Right. It's about channeling creativity, focusing it, not just containing it.
That's a really helpful way to think about it. It definitely shifts the perspective.
Yeah.
Okay, so what happens when things go wrong? Because they always do, inevitably.
Snyder tackles this in What's Wrong with This Picture? He talks about troubleshooting common problems. What can we learn from diagnosing stuff like an inactive hero or talking the plot in our own work?
Oh, this section is vital. It translates directly into a mental model for growth for any creative pro. It's all about developing critical thinking, self-correction.
How so?
Snyder gives you the question to ask yourself. Is my core idea really compelling? Is my hero, maybe that's my brand, or my client's product, or even me and my career, are they active, driving things forward?
Or just passive. Or just passively waiting for stuff to happen. An inactive hero in your business might be, say, a service you offer that isn't actually solving a clear, urgent problem for anyone.
Okay.
Or talking the plot instead of showing it. For a creative pro, that's like telling people how amazing your design skills are instead of showing them stunning portfolio pieces or case studies with real results.
Yeah, don't tell. Applies everywhere.
Everywhere. So whether it's weird client feedback or a project just feels off or you're stuck in self-critique and blocked, these concepts help you diagnose the real issue.
And find solutions.
And find solutions. It empowers you to improve your craft, tackle challenges head on. That's huge for building self-worth and resilience, you know?
Absolutely. Okay, finally we get to final fade in. Here's Snyder's shifts to selling the script, navigating the industry.
Great business then.
Yeah. He mentions concepts like ambition versus fate, balancing your vision with market reality, and the scary-sounding soul-eating first contact.
Huh. Yeah.
This feels incredibly relevant for managing client relationships and building a sustainable career, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. This section is pure entrepreneurial wisdom applied to creatives. Ambition versus fate. For us, it's finding that sweet spot between your deep creative passion and what the market actually wants or needs.
Knowing when to push, when to adapt.
Exactly. It's the difference between creating in a vacuum and creating something that actually connects and has impact.
And the soul-eating first contact.
Yeah.
Sounds ominous.
It's his brilliant term for those draining initial calls, those pitches, those client meetings that just leave you feeling completely depleted, utterly drained.
We've all had those.
We've all had those. It's critical wisdom on managing those interactions, protecting your energy, spotting red flags early, setting boundaries. It's crucial for avoiding burnout.
And things like networking, marketing hits and misses.
All vital for building leverage, for long-term viability, for real creative independence in a crowded space. It teaches you not just how to make cool stuff, but how to share it, how to sell it.
Without selling your soul.
Exactly. Without sacrificing your well-being or your creative spirit in the process.
Wow. Okay, what a deep dive this has been. It's so clear that Save the Cat isn't just about screenwriting. Not by a long shot.
Not at all.
It offers this profound, really practical framework for creative independence, for sustainable ambition. These amazing mental models for growth. It genuinely helps creators think more like entrepreneurs, giving you a roadmap for, well, not just success, but for clarity, for longevity in your creative life.
Yeah, it helps you navigate the path with more resilience, more purpose.
It really does.
So I hope this sparks some ideas for you listening. My encouragement would be, just pick one thing, one insight from today.
Just one.
Just one to start. Maybe it's trying to craft that really clear log line for your next project, or maybe thinking about the primal urge behind your ideal client's needs.
Or maybe applying a beat sheet to something totally different.
Yeah, like outlining a marketing plan or structuring that course you've been thinking about. Just try one thing, see how it shifts your perspective, see what clarity pops up.
That's great advice. And if you found this deep dive helpful, definitely subscribe or follow Gradia. We'll have more soul-sharpening wisdom coming your way.
Designed to help you thrive.
Stay creative.
Stay conscious.
And above all, stay true.